Now, on to the furore from over the weekend at the Arj Barker show, and a member of the audience was apparently forced to leave for breastfeeding during the show. Now, that mother was interviewed by the project, and during the interview, this happened.
I just thought it'd be really nice to do something that I hadn't done in a while, and just sort of get back to sort of a pre-baby me. She's super cranky right now.
Okay, maybe she can go to Dad just for a quick second. But like, you know, a mum with three little kids, I reckon you need a laugh.
Be careful. Okay, sorry guys.
Sophie, as you well know, babies don't have an on and off switch. Sometimes they cry and sometimes they disturb the adults. Is there a substantive issue here, or has everyone just been caught up in a fuss?
Well, Caroline, everyone loves babies to, you know, be out and about with their mums. They should be able to do that. But I would argue at an event, at a nighttime comedy event where, you know, audience pay for their tickets, they go there to enjoy the show. When you have a baby that is making a lot of noise, it's very disruptive to all involved. Now, there's disputing reports over whether this baby was making a lot of noise or not, but I don't think it's really the place that babies are meant to be, because it can just be disruptive, like you said. And if you are going to take babies to events like this, you need to be sitting at the back of the room. So if the baby does make a noise, you can quickly escape. But this, I think, you know, there's conflicting reports here, Caroline, of what actually unfolded. But if a baby is making noise at one of these events, I would argue that it's really disruptive for those people who've paid for their tickets to see this event.
Fair enough, Soph. And on to politics. And in recent days, two independents have announced a run for the federal seat of Higgins. Apparently, they want a job share a seat in Parliament. Here's what constitutional expert Ann Twomey had to say.
There is a lot of confusion going on here about the interaction between the Constitution and legislation. What about Section 57 of the Commonwealth Electoral Act? It says this: one member of the House of Representatives shall be chosen for each electoral division. Couldn't really be much clearer than that, could it?
Soph, I appreciate what they're trying to do, but they're taking the piddle a bit, aren't they?
Well, Caroline, in theory, I think it all sounds great, but in practice, I think it's going to be very hard to make this work. And how can you be juggling such a critical role and sort of going, oh, I'm off this week, you pick up the pieces and then I'll pick them up the following week? And I think that's pretty problematic too for constituents who perhaps want to be in touch with their MP and they're not sure which one. Do we prefer the one that there's week one or the one who's on the second week? I think it becomes a bit blurry. So in theory, I think the idea people probably like, but in practice, I think it's very difficult to be able to make something like this work.